Okay. So hopefully we can still go on if this phone is chopped down. Let's just put this right there.
Okay, they said no. It's not buffering.
Okay, you bag it up so you can see. Can you get us?
Is that better?
Is that better? Is that better, Squiddy? Because what's going to happen is this phone, is that better?
I mean, they
said no.
This is, no, she's saying no, it wasn't buffering.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, okay. They say yes.
Okay, so now,
okay. Any questions?
Any questions? Did you hear everything I said?
Okay, they see us both.
Okay, did you hear everything I had said, or do I need to repeat myself? Let me know.
They said it's clear.
Okay, beautiful. Beautiful. So, you know, and another thing I want to talk about, if you can hear me, this podcast is titled, dang, I forget what it was titled again, but
Stop
running from individuals who challenge you to become a better version of you.
Right.
You know, challenge come in all different forms of life. There's a challenge on how to eat to live right. You know what I'm saying? Some of us run from the challenges and we lust after the Lord desires to continue to do the old way of us instead of the new way of us. See, the challenge is God hits you. Oh, my chest hurt. Oh, my head hurt. Oh, I got high blood pressure. Oh, he's warning you that there's something wrong. Now he's challenged you to become a greater version of you and get in principle. You know, a lot of times we fail because of discipline. We have no discipline. You have to be disciplined in order to, when something affects you, look into it, what's the cause of it. And then stay away from that which is bringing bodily harm to you and get on a journey of the challenge to do better. But some of us do better for 1 or 2 weeks when we start feeling better. Then we go back to eat the same thing that created the fungus in the body. So, dear family, challenges is going to come our way for the rest of our entire lives. You have to understand when God wants you to become a better version of you. And when he wants you to become a better version of you, you know what he does? He hits you with calamity after calamity. That's what he does. He hits you in the relationships. He hits you health-wise. He hits you financially. He hits you spiritually. He hits you in all these different areas. Then he sits back. And because we're like-minded from God, we have to get out. He watches us to see how creative we can be since we're attributes of him, God himself. So understand, dear family, God is going to challenge you with these challenges of life.
Yeah.
And you have to be prepared, or you have to know when God is challenging you. And I'm telling you, anything that's adversity in your life, God is challenging you. That's when you know he's there. It took me a long time to get where I am now.
Yeah, self-love is very important.
I love.
Another thing I'm talking about in the book is that we have two selves. So two sides of the self, which is one is the physical self and the other is the soul self. And so you got to feed both with positive ways of feeding them, you know.
She said that near-death experience with COVID changed my life.
Yeah.
That's a title one. That's a deeper title that I would love to get in. But
self-love is
make sure that you eating the best foods.
Yeah.
Get away from soy. Get away from wheat. Get away from all these things. You gotta flush out the body. I want to tell you something. We're fasting. In Islam, it's taught to fast for 30 days straight. What is fasting about? Did you know that you cannot become a Muslim unless you believe in everything that Jesus taught and everything that Jesus said? And one of the things that Jesus taught and what he said was to fast for 40 days, 40 nights. What is fasting? Fasting is cleansing the body. The universe fasts. That's why it's 4 seasons on our planets. They go through evolving change to reproduce new. You know, leaves fall off the tree, but leaves grow back. They renew themselves. If you're not renewing yourself every year, you're cleansing the blood, you're cleansing the mind, you're cleansing everything about you, as Jesus said to do. Who know but best God himself to teach us how to sustain the life that we live. You can't say you a true follower of Jesus if you don't Ramadan. Oh, that's what the Muslim does. Now, that's what Jesus said to do.
Right.
You get so mixed up in religions and titles when you're not even want to acknowledge the understanding and how good. Don't you know when you get sick, your body shuts down and say, oh, I got to drink soup. I got to eat light. Don't you know that's fasting to rebuild the body? But if you stay on that same course, you can cleanse the body. You could definitely cleanse the body, challenge yourself to be a better version of you. So Ramadan is subscribed to the whole human family. And this is another way that it's another way, pardon me, this is a, how can I put it? A season that God uses to cleanse the human being from cursing, cleanse the human being from sex. I want to say this word, not derogatory, but as a period, administration cleanses the woman. Every year we need to go through a process cleansing ourselves, mentally, morally, spiritually. So understand, dear family, stop running from things that challenge you to become a greater version of you. I run to it. Don't run from it. You know what I'm saying? Some of us get in fights, and fights is all type of different fights. But whether you win or lose, you learn something new. You learn something new. So, dear family,
See the comments.
okay.
No, go back to
So
there you go.
So understand that challenging ourselves is very important. I could do it. The biggest challenge is people hate to be told what to do. People hate to be called out. People hate to be called out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you something, man. If you're around your cousin Pete, if whatever I could dish, I could take it. D called me out today. Ooh, I want to read. She's ready to cuss me out and everything.
Don't let him think, y'all, I don't even cuss, y'all. I tell people in a nice way, but I'm just straightforward. But I will say that, like, even for instance, me being around him, and I tell him this, like, he pushes me to do things that normally I probably wouldn't, like even being on camera. Like, I told him I don't like being on camera, but I don't let nothing that I'm afraid of hold me back. Like, if I'm afraid of it, that makes me do it more, because I know that that's something I have to overcome, because I feel jitters or whatever about it, And it's funny because I don't like being on camera, but I can speak in front of a large group and I have no problems. So it's like it should go the opposite way around, but hey, what they ask.
She said, due to my pre-existing condition from the cancer, other ways to fast. Okay, let's talk about cancer.
What she's saying, is it other ways to fast?
Yes.
Because you have cancer?
Yes.
It's also mental, and just spiritual fast. You can do a spiritual fast, which is basically engulfing yourself in spiritual practices for 30 days. Where you're reading, you're studying, you're feeding your mind. So you could do something like that, where people might say, well, okay, I'm going to pray so many times a week or so many times a day, and that's your spiritual fast, you know, or a mental fast, like I'm saying, warding yourself off of things that are just not serving you. You know what I'm saying? People that's not serving you. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, so it's not just a fast in the terms of just food, but in her situation, you can do any type of fast and it still be from the same place. But it's really, you know, for me, for fasting, all the times that I have ever fast, which has been many, it's always the connection that you have with self and learning yourself, learning where your weaknesses are, your strengths, because like he's saying, it's discipline in and when it comes to fasting. And say you're a person who don't really do your spiritual practices like you should, then now you're disciplining yourself to be more mindful of that, and you're on it every day, you know what I'm saying, for the 30 days, and it helps you to become one with that, and now you're practicing it more on a regular basis. So like I'm saying, a fast is really a personal relationship with your God, you know, whatever you're serving, your God, the universe, Allah, you know, but it's that personal connection of understanding you. It's strengthening you. It's making you stronger. You know, it's growing you. So I would say tap into the things that you have the most problems with and use that as your fast. Start with that, you know?
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
To add to what she's saying, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches that you have to grab something from the root of it to get rid of it. The question is, what is cancer? What is it? People talk about it. People see the results of what it can do. But anything that you is taught, whatever is in existence, it could be cured. But everything starts with discipline. What produces cancer? Well, what produces cancer? Cancer is a fungus. Let me just start out by saying that. It's a fungus created in the body by what we eat. 80% of 80% of disease starts in the stomach. I'm gonna say that again, dear family. 80% of disease starts in the stomach. The 20% is other places, sexual and all that sort of thing. The immune system, how can I put this? This is a very beautiful topic, challenging yourself, because anytime you are afflicted with something, God is challenging you. And there's individuals that could come on and talk about cancer. That I have very good friends of mine that have beat cancer.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna, matter of fact, next podcast, I'm gonna bring her on and she could give you exactly what to do, because she beat it.
Yeah.
So cancer is a fungus that lives in the body. It's produced by toxic foods. It's sort of like diabetes. The doctor say, oh, you got diabetes, your toe is dead, we got to cut the toe off. Why? Because anything that's dead kills the living. This is why you got to take the, you know, when you have a rotten apple that says get that apple out, it's going to rot in all apples.
Right.
If you don't catch the cancer in time, it says it spreads through the body. It's because you will have allowed this fungus to mutate in the body because of the foods that you consuming, and it's growing bigger and bigger and bigger till we can't catch it. Soy and wheat are the components to producing fungus in the body. When your body is not alkaline properly, alkalinity, alkaline foods, we're talking about spinach, we're talking about wheatgrass. These are all alkaline foods. We're talking about all green foods. You have a red family of foods, you have a green family of foods, and you have a yellow family of foods. And All these are minerals. All these are vitamins of natural to help your white cells become stronger to kill off the dead cells or kill off the radical cells. So if you continue to keep consuming these bad foods, you build on the cancer. What type of bread you ate? Bread ain't good for you.
Yeah.
Go look. They put soy in everything. We at war, dear family, whether you want to believe it or not.
And sugar.
Sugar is cancer's cousin.
Yeah.
They love to meet up because it is fuel for the cancer to grow. So understand, you have to do a complete diet change and challenge yourself. That's that challenge we talking about. Excuse me. That's that challenge we talking about. You have to get off the things that you are accustomed to liking and wanting and get to the things that you don't want.
Yeah.
You know, anything that's bitter is better. Anything that's sugar gonna kill you. But that I'll get into that podcast a little bit deeper next time. But understanding the preconditions of cancer, you could beat it, but you have to change the diet. Anything in your house that has soy and wheat, take it out now. It's sort of like bacon. Do you know the ingredients to produce gumbo? Well, there's ingredients to produce cancer.